adaptations of the last decade, and in January, the final episode of the anime adaptation was announced, which went a little something like, "Oh yeah, bitches! We're getting a season 4! We're getting an epic conclusion season 4, boy!" All through the town, all hopes were merry and no souls were down until we realized that, oh fuck, it's being animated by MAPPA. And this is why I've been worried shitless about Attack on Titan Season 4. Studio Wit, the studio that did the last 3 seasons of the show, considers Attack on Titan to be its flagship series, which means that extra care and attention is gonna go into it from them. Not to mention other big shows the Studio Wit has done: Ancient Magus Bride, Vinland Saga. Their work rivals the legendary Madhouse or Kyoto Animation. Wanna know what MAPPA's flagship titles are? Yuri on Ice, Kake fucking Garoi, and even their slightly less well-known shows aren't really that great either. Inuyashiki, Zombieland Saga, Banana Fish. Actually, Banana Fish was alright. That's like 8 out of 10 territory. Oh my god, you dare call Banana Fish anything other than Me from the Past? We've beaten this joke over the head so many times. Yes, I think Yuri on Ice was a 5 out of 10. Banana Fish was a solid 8 out of 10. Oran High School Host Club was a 3 or 2 out of 10, if even that. You're a shoujo weirdo. I used to watch Dan and Phil. I know, it's embarrassing. Can we move on now? No need to worry, I'll just shove her up in a cave with my mom somewhere. What? No. That shouldn't be possible. The classical music in this video negates your jazz powers. I didn't need my jazz powers to see you from the past. A YouTube mana isn't really that strong. Oh, okay, I get it now. What was I talking about? Right, Attack on Titan Season 4. We'll get back to Studio Gay, aka MAPPA, later, but first I need to discuss some narrative things that are also making me worry about this last season. Attack on Titan relies heavily on something that J.J. Abrams likes to call the mystery box. Giguk, one of the biggest anime YouTubers on the platform, has talked in detail about the whole J.J. Abrams black box thing, so I won't be going into detail here. Basically, the mystery is more important than the information. You're constantly being drip-fed knowledge about the world and characters, but the answers just create more, much bigger questions. And it all leads up to the biggest question of what's in the box. But the problem with the mystery box is that you eventually have to open the mystery box. And for a series like Attack on Titan that's been running for as long as it is and it's as popular as it is, it better be good. The thing is, the reveal about what was in Aaron's basement is incredibly satisfying. The only problem is, now what? The ideas are all out there. Story isn't being guided by mystery or audience curiosity anymore, so execution is definitely the bigger thing here. And that would be fine if Wit Studio was still animating it. They do a great job with Attack on Titan, but yeah. But I don't even think that's the main potential problem that Attack on Titan could be facing. Anyone remember Divergent? It was a trilogy of novels by Veronica Roth that totally wasn't created to cash in on all the Hunger Games hype. I'm making it sound worse than it was. It wasn't a masterpiece, but it wasn't exactly bad either. It was passable. But the problem I have with the plot of the Divergent trilogy is how shoehorned the plot of the last book was. Excuse me? What did you just say? Long time no see to you two, Tay. Don't get snarky with me. Take back that comment about Allegiant. That ending where Trish... I'm gonna stop you before you spoil something. I was just gonna... Putty girl, could you help me out? I ain't got time for this. No. One step ahead of you. Thanks, City Girl. Say, could you teach me those passive jazz powers sometime soon? Unfortunately, it is genetic. Well, fuck. Yeah, I got jazz in my blood. I mean, I could give you a little bit of my blood if you give me a little bit of yours and a satanic pentagram on the ground. What? I mean, nothing. No, seriously, what's going on? Oh, nothing. I don't want you to summon anyone. What? Summon?
Oh, fine! Since you don't seem to know anybody, I'll just quit the act!
What? Who are you?
I'm Satan, you motherfucker!
Yeah! How did you possess?
Are you really gonna question that?
Good point.
The fuck you're doing?
Be gone! Thought! I mean demon! Be gone, demon! What the hell hell was I even talking about anymore? I'll get back to Divergent and Mockingjay later, but first here's a quick recap of the public reaction to the series so far. Back in the olden days of 2013, Attack on Titan was such an explosive phenomenon in the anime community that it even bled into the mainstream, which is a big deal considering we're talking about 2013. Not even Death Note, SAO, or One Punch Man made it that far. In fact, you can probably still find people discussing Attack on Titan on completely unrelated forums like those of Game of Thrones, because that is the comparison that everybody would make. Ironically, people memed about how similar the two shows are before season 3 aired, and now that season 3 has aired, it's a lot similar to Game of Thrones, but with all the political grayscale and moral grayscale and shit. The level of unbridled hype for Attack on Titan was one of the main things that pushed anime into the mainstream, comparable to that of the big 3, Pokemon, or fucking Dragon Ball. They had the entire world by the balls, and all they needed to do was something. And then they didn't. For 4 years. I mean, by the time season 2 came out, hashtag My Hero Acadumbasses was more popular than Attack on Titan. I swear to God, if it weren't for that fucking opening, Attack on Titan would be nowhere near as popular as it is now. But luckily, Wit got right back on track and brought the rest of the world right back on track. So many other people have talked about what season 2 and 3 did much better than season 1, introducing characters not for the sake of shock value when they die, but instead for genuine character development and shit. Moral grayscale, narrative changes, character focuses constantly shifting, etc. But I wanted to talk about the overarching narrative of Attack on Titan. All the way back in season 1, the goal of the series is defined. Get to Aaron's basement. There, you will find all the answers that will eventually help cure the Titan Plague. Here's what we get to Allegiant, and by extension, Mockingjay. I think we all knew from the beginning of those books what the objective was going to be. Take down the faction system, take down the capital, take down the big, scary, oppressive regime. In order to do that, they needed something to fill in the gap. For Mockingjay, it was District 13 still being alive. And for Allegiant, it was the fucking genetic lab testing fucking gene racism bullshit that happens in the last book. And the whole thing with what happens to Triss, and the whole thing with how Katniss does that thing to Coin at the end doesn't really make sense. Basically, the author was way too focused on themes and morals to actually create a narratively satisfying ending. The goal was hit, the missing piece was in the main character's hands, now all they need to do is to wrap up the story one way or another, doesn't really matter. Basically, Deus Ex Machina. And if you're gonna say that these two stories are different from Attack on Titan because Attack on Titan is gory and more mature, that's completely missing the point. I'm talking about narrative structure here, not tone. In this case, the secrets found in Aaron's basement is District 13. It's the genetic purity lab thing. So in order for this ending to actually be narratively satisfying, Hajime Isayama better be a fucking genius. But that's Hajime Isayama's writing, nothing to do with the adaptation, and if word of every manga reader that I've talked to is correct, then it actually ends up getting better in the 4th season, so that kind of placates that notion, so we have nothing to worry about here, right? Oh no, 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 my naive friends. In the words of John Green,
if you think about something for long enough, you'll eventually come to worry about it.
What the hell just happened?
Ah, damn it, I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
What? Satan? Did you possess me? How the hell did you expect me not to notice that, Satan? I mean, come on, it's getting annoying. Do better next time. But seriously, there are some crippling worries I've been having about this franchise. Namely, the director. The new MAPPA-approved director of Attack on Titan will be Hayashi Yuichiro, and it looks like this guy knows what he's doing. He's been directing films and games and shit since 2008, debuting with Batman Gotham Knights? He also did, Kakegurui. Yeah, that was an amazing show. It totally wasn't just all fan service. Let's go down to his animation credits for a second and you will see something that fucking horrifies you. Persona, the anime? Yuri on fucking ice! Chris has come sold separately. Okay, jokes aside, here's the thing. There used to be 2 directors for the Attack on Titan project, Koizuka Masashi and Araki Tetsuro. They both actually won an industry award at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards back in July, I believe. I find that this pairing makes so much logical sense, because Koizuka's directing debut has been Attack on Titan. He's a fresh mind, while Araki has been around. He has more experience. He was the one that directed, get this, Death Note. How do you boot the guy that did Death Note from the Attack on Titan project? Are you crazy? Also, a smaller point I want to hit on, Wit Studio is a small and interconnected studio of about 40 employees, maybe a little bit less at this point. MAPPA has 300. I'm not saying it's impossible for a big studio to produce a good anime, but I'm saying there would be much more pressure on Wit, because if this last season flops, then their company could go in the pooper. I've already talked about their previous works, but MAPPA kind of has a habit of opening really strong and then kind of flailing about towards the middle and the second half and then finishing really strong. It's like a family of four singing happy fucking birthday! It all opens on the same notes, but once you get to the high notes, it sounds like cats on a chalkboard, and then eventually the last 3 notes are usually the same notes. They also have a habit of making genuinely dark things edgy as fuck. So you can imagine just how well that would go with Attack on Titan. Honestly, I wouldn't be making this video if it were KyoAni or Madhouse that did it, but MAPPA is such a hit or miss studio at this point. The thing is, Attack on Titan is that 1 in a million adaptation that actually does better than the manga, or so my manga reading friends have told me. If this goes over well, Attack on Titan could join the ranks of Neon Genesis Evangelion, of Cowboy Bebop, Code Geass, Gundam. It could join the ranks of Dragon Ball Z. It could join the ranks of the Big Three. It could join the ranks of the classics. Basically, I'm just nervous because I don't want Attack on Titan to turn into a cesspool at the end. We need this to finish strong, because if it does, this becomes the anime that quite literally defines this generation. And if it doesn't, well, it's just another shitty anime adaptation. But to MAPPA, I wish you the best of luck. To the viewer, thank you very much for watching. Please, please, please subscribe and share these videos around with your friends if you like them. Commenting and likes doesn't actually increase my traction in the algorithm because the channel is so small, so please manually tell your friends about it. But for now, this is PDB Ash, signing off. Wrong hand, signing off.